Boys, we're 1 month into month 26, and I wanted to give an update on how the marketplace looks for the Nintendo Switch 2. So yes, I am on the Switch 2 right now, and a month ago, I actually made a video on my tech channel, RTT, and I talked about the marketplace. I talked about, what it looked like, how good it was, and what I mean by how good it was is how many cards were posted. And that was the beginning of month. In the beginning of month, it was decimated. There wasn't many people at all. Because first off, you had to buy a $500 system, Nintendo Switch 2. You had to buy a $100 game at the time, Madden 26, because you had to get the pre-order release. And there was pretty much no cards on the auction house. Now, a month later, I will say that before we go to the auction house real fast, there are still some cards that take a very long time to sell. So, for example, we have Trey Swingling. The card has not sold in 10 to 17 days, right? So, there's going to still be cards like this. But last time we looked at it, the 80 to 82 overall market, which on on console, Xbox, or PlayStation, would be flooded, right? There's 100 cards within seconds comes up. PC, honestly, at this point, I feel like Switch is better than PC when it comes to the amount of people playing. But, for example, on console, the last time that this card sold on console, there was at least, let's say 20 or 30 sold within the last day or so. So, a little bit different, obviously. Not exactly one for one here. A lot more sold on console. But when it comes to the marketplace in general, it's a lot better. It's a lot more sufferable. For example, let me pull this up real fast. Okay, let me do it later. This is Xbox of this same card. 0 has sold in 10 days. On Xbox, 1 hour, 1 hour, 6 hours. On PlayStation 5, 19, all that. Yeah, so, and there's still a lot listed up, right? Now, again, like I said, it's not perfect. But when I do 80 to 81, 100 items pop up. A month ago, when I did the same thing, you'd be lucky to get 40 items pop up. 80 to 82, or 82 to 83, excuse me, 100 items popped up. A month ago, you were lucky to get 20 items pop up. You get my point. And for example, Alexander here, right? Jahir Alexander. He currently goes for, on Xbox, around 31K. On PlayStation, around 30K. A little bit, more expensive on Switch 2. Actually, let me check out. His price on PC is almost identical to this. On PC, his price is right around 40K. So it's actually very similar to this price tag, which I kind of assumed eventually we would see the PC market and the Switch 2 market be somewhat almost exactly the same. But this is still a lot better. Now, if you go to single positions, you're hey, I want to go to wide receivers. Yeah, your probably best bet here is going to get 16 items at most. If you go to 80 to 81, 22 items. So, again, is it perfect? No. Is it playable? Is there other people playing the game? There is. It's just not going to be as great of a marketplace, overall wise. So it's one of those things where it's again, there are people playing, but it was such a new process. Plus, this is only 30 FPS. It's not a 60 FPS game. I have played it since launch, and I have had no issue at all. I actually love this game on the Switch 2, but not everyone does love it on the Switch 2. Let me go over to Matchmaking, though. So right now in Matchmaking, 119,932 people are online. 179 people are searching. So we're on Friday night right now at 9:20 p.m. EST. So This would be prime hours to play video games, especially Madden. And there's only 119,000. We're the day before kickoff of the NFL season outside the 2 games that already got played. The majority of the games get played tomorrow. So tonight is the night. And I just said Friday, I think. It's Saturday. I don't know why I just said Friday. It's Saturday, not Friday. My brain, stupid. Anyway, it's Saturday, September 6th. So it's the day before kickoff. And, like, a month ago, when the first game first came out, this number was over 300,000. So it's dropped from like 300 some odd thousand down to 119,000. And that number probably should be going up. More people are getting Switch 2s. More people are getting Madden 25. I mean, it's Madden 26 on Switch 2. I don't know. But outside of that, everything else of this game works perfectly fine, except for, and you probably knew I was going to bring it up, let's go over to crossover. This has still not been added to the Switch 2. Which is, it got added to the PC, where people got their levels on PC, but they didn't get it on Switch 2. So, the market is, marketing. Let's just look at every single tier here. So 88 to 89. We don't have any 88. No, we do. The Dak Prescott, I forgot. So he's actually similar price to PlayStation and Xbox. Well, he was yesterday at least. How much is he going for now? Dak Prescott on PlayStation and Xbox goes for 1.56 to 1.73. So he's more expensive. This is just stupid, obviously. You're going to get that, though, when it comes to this console. 86, 87. 22 cards total posted. Okay. 84 to 85. 97 cards. So, again, it's getting better. It's not perfect. It's getting better. I'm assuming a lot of people are going to get the Nintendo Switch 2 for Christmas. Right? That's probably going to be something that happens a lot. And when they get that, they're probably going to pick up Madden 26, which will hopefully boost up this. And we also know that in, next year's Madden 27 is probably going to be 60 FPS for the Switch 2. So hopefully that's a good takeaway in all this. But tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. Should you buy it personally? How much is it now? I think it's like, it should be $60, right? Or it might be more expensive. Because Nintendo did actually increase the price of all their, stuff. Let me see. Madden 26. How much is it going for? Oh, I thought it would let me see like the base price. $70. That's a hard sell. That's a hard sell. And then you have this edition, which is discounted from $100 down to $74.99. I still love this fact you can buy like the pre-order stuff after the game comes out. It's always fun. But tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. Peace.